Hi Matt, how you doing? So hey, I got your terrible Toys tied up, and I do want to say it's interesting. It's looking good, but I've got some comments that I think are going to make sense to you once I explain them. So why don't I go through this? Before I do that, I want to say that you haven't submitted a layered PSD and doc sharing. Here's doc sharing right over here. And as you can see, your submission as of 4/9/7/19 p.m. was a PDF. And as we know, a PDF is not a PSD. PDF won't show me the layers I need to see to check for proficiency. The only way I can check those layers is in a native Photoshop document, a PSD, with the layers intact. So technically, you're not really showing proficiency because you're not showing layers. So that's going to be a problem, and I got to get you to resubmit that as soon as possible. A couple of things I want you to think about before you do so. And I know you've been trying really hard, and I know you've been struggling in some areas. But one thing I really want to explain to you is this. Okay, Photoshop, there's two things that we do in Photoshop that we can't do in any other program, but Photoshop, we don't have to because Photoshop does so brilliantly. One is layer masking, and meaning that you've got, okay, like these wings, for instance. See these wings? You just have them cut out like this, so you have the black background in there. Well, Photoshop is able to select all of that black perfectly and get rid of it and show the stars right through the bones in the wing instead of showing this kind of like black thing in the background. So it'll more look like the kind of bone structured wings than just like somebody took a pair of scissors and cut them out and pasted them on there, okay? Same thing with these here, these wings back here. These got these black outline. We can take that completely out, okay? That's one thing is layer masking. It's one of the foundational cornerstones in all of Photoshop. The other thing is this. Photoshop is wonderful working with raster images, not so much with vector illustrations. Not that Photoshop isn't capable of working vector. It is very, very capable. However, the power lies in the raster world. So I say that because it looks like you've elected to use a lot of vector illustrations. This is a vector illustration. These wings are, it looks like. This area right here, the jet engine, these all look vector. This vest right here, meaning that they were illustrated instead of shot with a camera, okay? We don't want to use anything illustrated in Photoshop. We want to use stuff that's shot with a camera. I mean, if you want to put together a vector guy, well, just do it in Illustrator. You don't need Photoshop for that. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's bring out the power of Photoshop and use vector images. Now, if these are raster images, I'm sorry, let's use the power of Photoshop and use, by using raster images. Now, if these are, it looks like these arms just might be. I don't know. It's hard to tell without the Photoshop document. But if they are, I apologize. But I know that there's definitely areas here that are illustrative as rather than photographic. That's what I want you to work on. All right. I know it's deadline, man. And you're down to it here, which means you're going to have to get this video and resubmit your final by tonight, I believe. I think. Anyway. It might even be too late Sunday. I don't know. I don't know what the deadline is. I haven't checked. So get it in. That's all I'm saying. All right. Hey, man, thanks. And your post, have a blast with everyone and a teacher. Thanks for being so honest. If you're referring to me being honest, you're welcome because that's kind of my middle name. And I appreciate that you recognize the honesty in my critiques, etc. And thanks for mentioning that. If you have any, I'm here tonight at the studio, so if you want to give me a call, if you have issues, if you're working and you do get this in time, I'm here. So if you want to give me a call, I can help you through this. All right, man, and thanks so much again for all your hard work. All right.